Hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Lauren, and welcome to the Pic-Time webinar. We'll give people just a couple more minutes to enter in while we wait for just a little bit. But before we get started, I just want to do a couple housekeeping things really quickly. So as you're watching through this webinar, you'll see the chat bubble on the lower hand corner of your screen. And you can leave any questions that you have or comments that you have throughout the webinar. I will be going through questions during each section, and then we'll have a little bit of time at the end to go over a Q&A if anybody has any questions as well. So you can click that little chat bubble to ask any questions you have. And there's a little to section in this chat bubble, and you'll want to switch it to everyone so that everybody can see it and we can all participate if need be. So while we're waiting for people to enter, let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay, first of all, and let me know where you're from and what kind of photography are you doing. So I'm Lauren, and I am in Portland, Oregon right now. It's finally sunny today after a week of rain, which is usually pretty typical of Oregon anyways, but I mostly do weddings and portraits, sort of a little bit of everything, and I love getting to talk about the Pic-Time sales automation apps and how to get your system, set up and running. So I'm very excited for what we'll be doing today. So we've got Cynthia from Edmonton doing some wedding and family stuff. Nice, excellent. Yeah, and let me go. I'm assuming you can hear me all right since you're answering my questions. So that's excellent. Nice, Amy. Nice to see you from Australia. Beautiful. I had a chance to visit Australia in 2019, so very fun stuff. We've got Ron from Texas, North California. Excellent. Iceland. Oh, beautiful. Very exciting. And also, for a little bit more housekeeping, this webinar will be recorded, so you'll be able to reference it later on if you need. And also, we have a lot of resources for you to peruse through as you're getting your Pic-Time account set up. So we've got a lot of other webinars that you can watch on our YouTube channel, as well as our knowledge base that you can access with lots of help articles too. And we also have our live chat that's available to you as well. So you can ask our support staff any questions that you have, and it's also available to your clients as well, which is very handy too. So let's see, what time are we at here? We'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, for the people who can't watch with us live, we'll have this recording for you. So hello from the future. So my name is Lauren, and for today's webinar, we will basically be going through the things to help you get your Pic-Time account up and running as quickly as possible so that you can start to make those store sales. One of our main goals here at Pic-Time is to help you leverage your photos long past the photo shoot date, and to also, of course, give your clients really beautiful prints and products to hold in your hand, right? So that sort of philosophy comes with everything from just showcasing the images really beautifully in the gallery to giving you those sales and marketing opportunities through the sales apps as well. So there's lots of things that you can use with Pic-Time to just help leverage your photos long past the photo session. So I'm very excited for us to get into it today. We will be taking a look at the galleries themselves here really quickly. Then we'll look at how to set up your store pricing, and then a few of the sales automation apps. And finally, at the very end of the webinar, we'll go over just a couple technical things to get you started with Pic-Time specifically. So we'll go ahead and hop right into things. I'm going to show you the gallery itself. This is the client-facing side of the gallery. And in the gallery, this is where the client will very first see all of their images, after the photo shoot date, right? So we want this to be a place where they can really see all of the images front and center, nice and beautiful, because at the end of the day, it's always about the images. And we want our clients to have those really beautiful emotional connections to their photos so that, they're encouraged to hopefully purchase them. And I'm not a salesy kind of photographer. I don't like the idea of, just pushing a bunch of sales on my clients. And I'm sure a lot of photographers are the same way. We're all in it for the art form and for connecting with people, right? So being able to just showcase the images themselves and really help clients become emotionally invested in them again is really, really powerful for a gallery. So right off the bat in our gallery, we've got the slideshow that our clients can see, and they can download the slideshow. You can also sell your slideshows as well. The slideshows are really handy because you can create and design them with photos already uploaded in the gallery, and you have access to our library of music, and you can also create both desktop and mobile versions of the slideshow. So you can have one that you can download for all of your social media too, which is really, really fun. So we've got that slideshow with the music and emotional connection to our images. And then as we scroll through the gallery, the client can do a few different things like highlight or minimize their favorite images to really customize the view of the gallery itself. And then you'll also notice that we've got some of these sales, which is, this one is the early bird sales automation app that's already going. So our client knows they've got a little bit of time to use their discount to spend in the shop. And then also, as the client is scrolling through their galleries, of course, they can, download photos and things like that. And you can also mark photos as favorites too. And as the client is going through the gallery, marking their photos as favorites, selecting their client selections for their album, or, maybe retouching if you're a photographer who does that. And also while the client is spending more time, looking at particular images, the system will recognize which photos the client is spending more time on. And as they are in the shop, those favorited images will be more likely to appear on these product photos in the shop, which is really great because then, the client is already seeing their most beautiful images already on the products. So it's a really nice seamless way to, showcase your photos in the products themselves in the shop. So that's kind of what it looks like from the client's perspective. And of course, there's a lot of other functions of the gallery that the client and things like that can do. But we'll go ahead and hop right into it and go into the photographer dashboard side of things to take a look and set up our store pricing. So, designing the gallery and things like that is pretty straightforward. And then the store pricing can also be pretty straightforward, but you could spend quite a bit of time on your store pricing if you like. So you'll notice that as we come to the store pricing and a lot of other features of the site, is that you can really approach all of the features in Pic-Time one of two ways, right? You can either go the route where you use more of the default settings and the things that we have provided for you to really quickly save you time and get things set up really quickly. But if you want, you can also go kind of the other route and fully customize everything, change all the colors, get, really meticulous about your store pricing if you want. It totally, just depends on your style as a photographer. So we've given you options to do things both ways, and we'll go ahead. And so this is our main dashboard right here, and you can do all sorts of things, add your new client gallery and access everything else about your account. So we'll go ahead and come over here to our settings first. And in our settings, there's lots of other things that you'll eventually want to set up in your account, like your address and your time zone and things like that. If you do want a more in-depth look at, all the things that you'll want to set up, we do have a few other webinars on, getting your account fully set up and things like that. And again, we have knowledge base articles too that you can check out for that too. But we'll go ahead and we'll get started in our store pricing right here. And first of all, I should mention in our store pricing, you'll notice that we've got these little notifications right here. And basically, a couple of times throughout the year, printers will update their, production pricing on the products. And so this is just a notification letting us know that Bayphoto has updated their pricing for these price lists. Now, in your store settings, you actually have an option where your store price list will automatically update when this sort of thing changes. So we don't even need to really worry about it today. But for the store pricing, we can have a bunch of different price lists, either depending on our client's location or the type of photo session that we're doing. So it totally depends on what sort of photographer you are. But I usually suggest doing, a couple different ones if you're the photographer who does a few different things. So for example, I have a wedding price list for all of my wedding clients that has a little bit of a higher quality printer and some of the, higher quality products available to my clients. And then for the family price list, I have, a slightly different printer with, slightly different products, because in theory, my families are going to be coming to me year after year to be photographed. So you do want to keep, your clients and the type of photos that you do in mind when setting up your price list. But when you sign up for Pic-Time, you actually put your location in. So in theory, your default price list should already be set up and ready for you to go, right? But if we want to go ahead and start from scratch, we can come over here and click this Edit Price List button in the top right corner. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And we'll come down here and we'll make one for today. We'll just call this one webinar. How about that? That'll be easy. So with this price list setup, you can choose basically the preferred printers that you want to work with. So how the system will operate with this is that if I've selected Dutch ink albums for my priority 1 printer, if they can fulfill that particular product, then the system will mark Dutch ink albums as my, preferred number 1 printer. If they can't fulfill, a certain product, then it will go to the 2nd priority printer, and then the 3rd priority printer, and so on and so forth. Now, if none of your preferred printers are available for a particular product, that usually means it's probably an international printer. So I usually suggest just starting out with disabling the product. Usually with an international printer, then at that point your clients are paying, international shipping fees. But there's other ways for, you to offer free shipping for your clients and things like that as well. So you can always keep that in mind too. But so we've got our printers selected, and then we have our 2 pricing presets that we can choose from. And this is our suggested pricing. And it will also work really well with the default discounts for the sales automation apps as well. So you really can't go wrong with either of these. Usually I suggest the 150% for, families, portraits, sort of photo sessions like that. And then your premium pricing preset for more of your weddings or landscape or that sort of thing as well. So, and then also with this price list, we have this really cool premium tiered pricing structure that will be happening. So we'll go ahead and create the price list, and I'll show you this tiered pricing structure. With the tiered pricing structure, basically what it will do is with our prints that we've got going on, you'll notice here we've got this tiered pricing right here. And with our prints, basically what it will do is it will give your client a discount, quote unquote, on the more amount of prints that they purchase. So if my client orders 11 photos, the 11th photo will just be under $2 each, right? And that way, if the client only orders, 2 or 3 prints or something like that, then I, as the photographer, will still make a pretty good profit margin overall. But then I still give my client that nice incentive and a discount to order a lot more photos if they want to as well. And so other things on this pricing page, you can of course deselect, certain products if you don't want to offer, semi-gloss prints, for example, or you can come in and deselect just certain sizes if you don't want to offer them. You'll also find this product info button really handy. With this, you'll be able to find all of the information for that product with all of the printers. So we can see the paper type that's used, the printing method, as well as the description and how long it takes to produce the product. And of course, the shipping locations and things like that too. So that product info button will be very helpful for you when you're going to be looking at the products. And then also on this page, you can, of course, deselect, the product completely if you don't want to offer it as well. So as you can see, there's lots of customizations that you can get into with the store pricing. Or if you want, in theory, this one is ready to go already because it has our preferred printers already. So we don't even need to really go in and customize it further if we don't really want to. And we know that with that pricing preset, it's already ready to go with our discounts. Now, that is a good point as well with the pricing versus the discounts, because really what you want to do with your store pricing is you want to price all of your products in such a way that when you offer discounts, that discounted rate is really kind of the preferred price that you want to sell the product for. So your markup compared to your discount really depends on both of those numbers, right? So if you're the sort of photographer who would like to give 40% off or a 50% off discount, you may want to go in with a slightly larger margin than just, a 200% margin. So if you ever need to, update the pricing on the an existing price list as well, you can come up here to this markup and presets button and use this markup structure as well. And you can also even do it for the individual product as well. So, and you can even go in for the individual each specific product and update the pricing there too. So there's lots of different ways to update the pricing. So now in theory, it's again, it's all ready to go. And, now we just need to set up all of our sales. So let me know if anybody has any questions really quickly regarding the store pricing. Let me take a look at it all really quickly, because I think Cynthia had a question. Oh, when can we get the sort function? Oh, so Cynthia, I think that's a good question. I don't know if there's a sort function on the slideshows itself. I believe there is for the well, let's take a look. I'm very much a visual person, so we'll take a look really quickly at the slideshows here. So you do have a sorting function on the Photos tab of the project itself. So this is where you can actually, upload all of your images and create your slideshow and things like that. And you do have a sorting function right here. But yeah, I don't believe there's a sorting function when you go in to create a slideshow, but that is also a good topic to bring up, that if you find that there's ever anything about the system that or a feature or anything that you'd love to see, always feel free to send it over to us via our live chat. We're always looking for feature requests, so we're happy to add it to the list too. And again, at the end of the day, this is the system that we want to work for you. So if there's any tools that you don't see that you really would like to see that will help you with your workflow, like, feel free to send it our way, because we want, for you to be as successful as possible. So yeah, thank you for your question, Cynthia. That was great. So now we'll go ahead and I think we'll head over to the sales and automation section, because like I said, I'm not a salesy photographer, but I love the sales and automations because it's really, really easy to set up. And at the end of the day, your clients actually really feel like they're being personally taken care of by you versus you just sending, a bunch of chain emails to them sort of idea. So with the sales and automations, they're a huge, huge successful feature of the system. I highly recommend that you try out the sales and automation apps. Even if you try just one or two on the first few of your galleries, like, you're guaranteed to make a sale sort of idea. And I know that sounds, very salesy, but honestly, it's true. And actually, we even just released we released it at the beginning of this year, our data trends blog, and 95% of the most profitable photographers who use Pic-Time, 95% of them are using the sales and automation apps. So the sales apps are what make people successful with Pic-Time. Because again, we're wanting to help you generate more sales past the photo shoot date. And for your clients too, we want to encourage them to, print out their photos and hold their memories in their hands. So I always come to the sales and automations as almost an educational standpoint, where I'm teaching my clients how important it is to print out their work. It's one thing to have your images up on a computer screen, collecting digital dust, but it's another thing, especially today, it's almost like magic getting to, print out your photos and holding your memories in your hands. And there's that legacy factor of passing down the family photo album and all of that sort of stuff, or just being able to surround your home with beautiful artwork, right? There's something that's really magical and special about it. So I always come to the sales apps from that sort of perspective, and just teaching my clients how important it is to print out their work. So backing up just a little bit, the sales and automation apps at their base level, what they do is they will give the client a discount to spend in the shop, and it will present this discount either via email to the client or via gallery banners that are displayed in their gallery. So, and you can customize them to fit, your voice and all of your preferences. But yeah, at their base, they basically just give the client a discount to spend in the shop with those emails and the gallery banners. And some of the sales and automation apps will follow different holidays and things like that, or you can use them to set up different customer support type of discounts. So you can create, of course, your percentage off discount. You can give your client complimentary products that they can select. You can, of course, do free shipping. You can do a gift card or like a print credit for clients to spend in the shop too. And then, of course, as the holidays roll around, there's a lot of different holiday apps that you can choose from. And then you've also got your automations, which some of them are still a singular discount that you can give to people, but they'll all follow either different things that the client does or things that the photographer does, or they're based on the life cycle or workflow of the gallery. So these automations are more, think of like a gallery expiration, right? The sale is triggered right before the gallery expires, or the abandoned cart app, which is a really, really great app to use. That one will send out a discount to your clients after they've left items in their shopping cart for a certain period of time. So that one's kind of triggered by things that the client does, versus all-encompassing apps like the Gallery to Backup System app, which will send your client, here, let me even open it up for you. So even the Gallery to Backup System one, this one will send your client through the entire life cycle of the gallery, from even before the gallery is published, the client will receive progress emails, to right before the gallery expires, the client has an option to purchase a gallery backup. And then, of course, the gallery itself will expire at that point. So there's lots of different apps to choose from depending on your workflow or things that you want to give to your client. But again, at the end of the day, they're really just meant to help the client make a purchase in the online shop. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look really quickly at these campaigns. And you can click here for more campaigns to see kind of all of them. And most of the time, you'll probably be using a general coupon. This one's kind of the base app. It's got the single discount, it has your emails and your banners. And then all of these other holiday apps throughout the year will basically follow the same general coupon setup as well. So one thing I really appreciate about Pic-Time is that we create these holiday apps for you, fully ready to go with, all of the marketing emails ready, and all of the banners have been really beautifully designed. And for some of the apps, you can even select through different design templates as well that our graphic designers have worked on, which I really appreciate. Because again, I'm not very salesy or markety as a photographer. So if I can have a full marketing team behind me writing the emails for me, then that puts a lot of stress away from me as the photographer. So if you find that you're like, oh no, Father's Day is coming up, I need to make an app, or you don't even have time to think about customizing anything. For these holiday apps, what you can do is you can just come in, you can install the app really quickly. We'll add the app. You may want to double check the discount to make sure it works with your store pricing, of course. And then you can click save and continue with that review. So we don't even need to review the emails and banners because our marketing team has worked on it for us, right? So then we can just really quickly assign it to our galleries and send off the campaign to everybody that we want right away within just a few clicks. So it makes it really, really fast and easy to send out sales to your clients. But of course, if you want, you can go in and customize everything about them. So we'll actually go in and create an automation. And again, the automations are more, dependent on things that the client does with things that the photographer does. And there's a lot of really fun ones for you wedding photographers, especially. I would also highly recommend the anniversary gift app. This one will send a client the discount once a year on their anniversary date. So you don't even need to remember their anniversary or keep it written down. But from the client's perspective, you've remembered their anniversary and you're sending them a really nice, gift for celebrating, right? And it's kind of the same idea with the abandoned cart app too. I write the emails where I say, hi, so-and-so, I've noticed you've left items in your shopping cart. Again, I think it's really important, the value of printing out your work and being able to hold your memories in your hands. So here's a discount, to spend in the shop. And the clients are just so appreciative because, I've even had clients tell me, oh, thank you so much for the discount. Like, I totally even forgot that I had that in my shopping cart. And they're so appreciative of it. And at the end of the day, I'm successful because my client has their beautiful photos in their hands. So, that's why I love the sales and automation apps, but we'll go ahead and take a look at the early bird one specifically. This one is also really, really great to use for pretty much any kind of photo session. And what this one will do is it will send a discount to your clients after they have visited the gallery for the first time. So it's really great, especially for weddings and galleries where there will be lots of guests coming into, or even if it's just your main clients as well. I do one for, all of my main clients too. So, but basically what this will do is it will target those people after they visited the gallery. So even if someone is coming in a few days late or, maybe even a week late after the gallery has been opened, they'll still have the full amount of time to be able to use their discount because their discount, doesn't start until they actually, trigger it and visit the gallery themselves. So this one is really, really great to use for all of different kinds of photo projects. So we'll go ahead and click Install App, and you can name it whatever you want. If you're going to do multiple versions of the Early Bird app, I would suggest, renaming it. So maybe this one's for, our family galleries. Let's say that one. So we'll click Add Automation App. And we'll go through all of the steps of this app. And once you understand this one, you can understand pretty much all of them. There will be the discount, the banners, the emails in all of the other apps too. But this very first step is our early bird duration. And the duration or the campaign duration basically is just how long the coupon code is active for. So the client has 14 days to be able to use the coupon, and it will also correspond with when the emails and banners are displayed. So our 1-day reminder email will go out on day 13 of our campaign duration. For some apps, when the app starts, just depends on when you actually add the app to the project. So when you add it to the gallery, you're able to actually select when it starts. So if you're being really proactive and scheduling all of your, apps for the entire year, you can even, schedule them to go out months later if you want. So it totally just depends on when you actually add the app to the project when the sale and the discount starts. And that way you can easily reuse your same discounts with multiple clients as you go to create your galleries. So for example, for my wedding clients, I offer them a complimentary wedding album. So I have a single wedding album, discount that I give to my clients, and I just add it to each project as it comes along. And then the campaign will start whenever I add it to that project. So that way the client has, the full amount of time to be able to design their album and all of that fun stuff. So the campaign duration, again, totally depends on what sort of sale you're doing. For the abandoned cart app, for example, you would want that sale to last only 1 day, right? Because the client already has the items in their shopping cart. They just need to click the checkout button. So we don't need to give them any more time to procrastinate, right? But if it's something like Black Friday or Christmas or New Year's, we may want our duration to be like, 2 weeks or maybe even a month to give the client a little bit more time. If it's something like a free shipping discount where I want it to be sort of always available and active for my clients, then I would set that duration to as long as possible, basically. So it would always be available for them. And then the next step is the discount code itself. And this discount screen will be the same across all of the apps, So once you understand this, you can understand it all really, really easily. You can choose which discount type you want to do. So we've got our percentage off, we've got our dollar off discount if you want to give your clients a print credit or a gift card. We've got our free product discount. We've got the cost price, which is basically the friends and family discount. And then, of course, we've got free shipping too. And you'll also notice that there's free shipping available for the other discount types too. And then we've got the description for our discount code. You can set up the coupon code itself. You can also set the number of times that each user can use this code as well. And this will be different depending on which sort of discount you choose. So for our dollar off discount, your client can use the coupon code as many times as they like until their total amount is used up. And it's also a little bit different for the free product discount, where usually it's on a per order level. For our free product, it's actually on a per product level. And that way we can give the client a few different product options to choose from while still getting only one product for free. So again, going back to my complimentary wedding album example, maybe I want to give my client, one of those albums. So, but I want them to be able to choose which cover color they want, right? So I'll select the leather cover option. We'll do the linen cover option, and then we'll do the velvet cover option. That's fancy. So then we'll click apply. And this now, with this setup, the free product coupon will only work for these 3 products. And since I've used set that the number of times each user can use this code to just 1, then my client will get only 1 of the products for free and not all 3 of them. So that's how that one is set up. And then the other functions on this page is that we've also got this allow discount stacking option. And in general, the client can add as many coupon codes as they want to their shopping cart. If they've got, a percentage off, free product, free shipping, they can add them all to a singular order. But if the client has 2 percentage off discount codes, by default, the system will only select the larger of the 2 discounts. But if you allow a discount stacking, then the client can have those 2 discounts stacked on top of each other. So most of the time we suggest to not allow discount stacking, just because you may not know when discounts are going out to your clients, like with the abandoned cart one, for example. You won't know when people are leaving items in their shopping cart. So we usually don't suggest allowing discount stacking for that reason, but as long as you know which discounts you've got going out to people and you're fine with letting them have that larger discount, you can go ahead and allow it. That's totally fine. And then the very last feature here that I haven't mentioned is the minimum order requirement. And this one basically will only make the discount code active if the client has this certain amount of products in their shopping cart. So I always like to use this one for free shipping. I give my clients free shipping on all orders over $300. So with that, they can use the coupon code once they hit that $300 mark. And again, since this free shipping one is one that I would like my clients to use, kind of as many times once they hit that 300 requirement, then you may want to set it the number of times each user can use this code to like 100 or something like that. That way they can just keep reusing the discount if they want that. So that's the gist of the discount code itself. And then we can advertise it to our clients. So we can tell them about it via these emails or the gallery banners, or you can just, manually tell your client if you don't want to display with emails or banners. But the emails are very, very fun because you can design everything about them. So we'll take a look at the banners first of all. And the text banner, this one will display in the navigation bar of your gallery. So we can see it right here. And then you can also see it on the main gallery itself. We've got our little text banner right there too. And then the next banner, which one is it? The large banner. This one is this large banner right here. Can you believe it? It's right front and center in the gallery, and it will show up in between the scene names in the gallery too. So this is one of the scene names right here. And then the other banner, the product row banner, this one will also show up in between each scene name in the gallery, but this one is really good for if you're doing any targeted product sales. So if you're doing a wall hanging sale or an album sale or something like that, you can select the specific products that you want to showcase in the gallery. And then the other one is this photo banner right here. This one's the fun countdown timer that you see alongside the photos. This one is really, this one's my favorite one just because it again has that very cool countdown timer. So the clients will know exactly how much time they have left to use their discount. And then the very last one is the shop banner, so the store rotator one. And this one, this one will appear right here in the shop. We've got this sort of spinning marquee of all the products that are available, and then that banner will show up alongside these ones too. So there's a few different places you can showcase the banners. You can also choose to delete the banners if you don't want to show them, but you can also click the pencil icon to edit and customize the banner. So with the banner, you can, again, this is one of those places where you can easily reuse, the pre-made things that Pic-Time has provided for you, or you can go in and get really super customizable, change all of the text, change all of the colors if you want. You can upload your own graphics. You can, of course, also use the graphics that we've provided. We even have some photos and some videos. If you wanted to get really crazy, you could even upload your own video too, which is very fun. So there's lots of neat things that you can do with the banners. And again, you can change everything about them too. And kind of the same thing with the emails as well. You can customize all of the content. You can change all of the colors and everything. You can also even change the images and the design of the emails as well. So in the emails, again, we've got these product images. And with these images, the client will see their favorite photos in each particular email as well. Now, I will say that for you as the photographer, when you're scrolling through the gallery and marking photos as favorites, your photographer favorites are more likely to appear across everybody's sort of product images that they'll see. So I usually like to go through the gallery and just mark photos as favorites anyways. But that way they'll be able to see kind of your favorite photos in their products too. But the view is really customized to each individual person's favorite images, which is really fun. And if you add any custom products or anything like that, you can also create this sort of thing with your own custom products as well. But that's a little bit more advanced for a different webinar, perhaps. And then the last thing is that you'll notice you may have noticed it in the discount and in the banners, but especially in the emails, we've got these different dynamic text tokens. And not only are they good for spelling and being correct and giving your client the correct discount code and calculating the correct expiration date and things like that, but they're also really good for personalization for the emails too. So if we come in here and click edit for our email message, we can access a lot of the dynamic text tokens. And this one's really, really great because you can, greet each client personally, and it doesn't feel like an automated email and feels more like you just emailing your clients. And again, they're just so nice and appreciative of it, and they're just really glad to be able to use a discount in the shop. And I always like discounts in the store too, so it's fun to give it to your clients as well. So then the very last step of this app is limit campaign users, and this will be the user type that will be able to see and receive this campaign and use the discount. And in Pic-Time, there are 4 different user types. You've got your main clients, you have your photographer invited users, you've got your client invited users, and then your guests. And client invited and guest users are basically sort of treated the same way in terms of the level of access that they have to things. So for this app, we can target which type of users we want to receive this discount. So maybe I have like a 50% off early bird discount, and I only want to give that one to my main clients. So I'll set this one up for only my main clients. Or maybe I've set up a different one for like just the guests of a wedding or the guest extended family members for the family reunion gallery. So maybe I'll set it up so that only they can get the discount sort of idea. So you can customize this as well. And we'll talk a little bit about the user types here in a second too, but we'll go ahead and click apply. And then the very last step is this internal note to yourself. And a lot of times photographers just leave it blank, but I always like to put the discount type, 20% off. I'll write if any emails are being sent, just because I like to know if this app is about to send out an email to my clients. And then I sometimes will write who I'm meant to send this app to. So again, with that complimentary wedding album, I would write, send this to one main client only. So only they get the discount. Of course, you can leave it blank if you want, or leave yourself an encouraging quote, or, whatever you want. But we'll go ahead and click save to save the app. And now that the app is ready, it's just sort of sitting and waiting to be assigned to galleries. So you can do it one of two ways. We can either click on the app itself and click this assign to galleries button, or you can do it directly from the project itself. So we'll go ahead and click assign to galleries from right here. And then this assignment setup page will be different depending on which app you actually are working with. Sometimes it'll be as minimal as just selecting the projects and just selecting when you want the app to start. Sometimes you'll select the galleries and then the recipients for the discount. For your general coupon, you'll always be able to select recipients. So again, that one's really good for a discount for a single person if you want to send it to just one individual. Sometimes the assignment setup page will have lots of other things that you can add. You can choose the expiration date, you can edit some of the emails, you can choose the visible preview scene that the clients can see. It sort of just depends on the specific app itself. But for our early bird app, it's really easy. We just need to choose the projects and when we want the app to start. So we'll go and select them right here. And you can filter them through different types of projects based on like the occasion, or when the project was created, or any other reasons. And then over here we can of course select the gallery themselves. So we'll go ahead and select just a few, then we'll go ahead and click apply. And then right here was what I was mentioning earlier with the automation app start. If you're being really proactive, you can schedule all of your apps to send out pretty much whenever you want in the future. Now, it doesn't, for this early bird app, you kind of do want it to start right away anyways, because again, the app won't do anything until someone visits the gallery for the first time, and then it will send out the discount. So you do want to get that app started before people start to visit the gallery. But for other apps, you can schedule them to send out, and then they'll start on this campaign start date. So we'll go ahead and we'll just cancel this one for now because we want it to start now. But then when we click apply, that's when the app is applied to the project. The discount is then, valid depending on when the app starts, and the emails are sent out, and, all of the fun stuff about the app is beginning. So that's pretty much how you assign it to, multiple projects, or, just a single project. But you can also come to the individual gallery itself, and we'll go to the automations and discounts tab. And here's where you can also add the app to just a singular gallery. So there's a couple, like quick ones that we suggest. And if you want, you can toggle it on really quickly and just add a new quick app. Or if you want, you can go back to the main sales and automation section and do the full customization. But you can also access, of course, all of the apps that you've created. So I'll go ahead and remove the early bird one that we've got going on, and we'll re-add it right here. So we'll click more automations, and then we've got our early bird family one that we've just made. We'll go ahead and click that. And again, we've just got the app start for this one, so we can go ahead and click apply and then continue without review. So then at that point, the email will go off to your clients and all of that sort of stuff. And here's a quick example of what the email will look like. So here it's auto-filled with our client's first name. Oh, what a beautiful name. And then we've got to see their favorite photos and the products and all of that sort of stuff. So Now that we're in the gallery itself, well, maybe before we go into the gallery, does anybody have any questions about the sales automation apps or anything like that? Let's see, let's go back to them here, see if there's any other ones that we can talk about. Yeah, again, I would definitely suggest like picking just one or two and like adding them to your galleries just to see how they work and see if you can make a sale from them. Again, I would highly recommend the early bird one. Definitely, like the abandoned cart app is our top performing app. I would highly recommend that one as well. The post order promotion one is also really fun. That one will send out an app after someone has placed an order, so you can give them, free shipping off their next order or something like that. The existing gallery backup one is also really interesting. This one will basically allow the clients to purchase the option to keep their gallery online for longer than what their contract states. So if you're a family photographer and your galleries stay up for 9 months, you can choose to sell the gallery backup if your family wants to keep their gallery online for longer. So that one's also a really, really neat one as well. And then of course you've got, your gallery expiration one too, which is pretty standard. But yeah, I would highly, highly recommend using the sales apps. They'll change the game for you for sure. But we'll go ahead and we'll switch gears just a little bit while we're getting on the tail end of our conversation here and talk about just a few of the technical things about Pic-Time that are a little bit different from other gallery hosting services, just so you can kind of get yourself familiar with them. So we'll go ahead and go back to our gallery right here, and we'll go to the gallery setup tab. And this is where most of your settings for each gallery will appear. You can set your occasion for the gallery, you can, set your online store and things like that. But you can, of course, do like the bulk of the settings right here. And we've got a question for an option for selling digital downloads only. That's a great question. Perfect segue. It's like you planned it for me with the download settings right here. Yes, you can choose to sell the digital downloads only. With that sort of setup, you would just disable all of the other products in your store pricing, and you would only enable the high-res download product. So there's a high-res download product already built in, or if you want, you can set up like download packages instead. There's lots of different ways you can set up the downloads. But yes, you can choose to sell downloads. You can also even set just a certain amount of free high-res downloads and then sell the other high-res photos. So for like family galleries, for example, they've got their 25 free photos, and then any other ones that they want, they can choose to purchase too. So there's lots of different ways that you can set up the download settings, but you'll notice that you can allow the free web size and the free high-res downloads, again, to your main clients only, your main clients and your photographer invited users, or for everybody, including the client invited and those guest users too. And you'll mostly notice that in the share tab, actually, when you come to invite your clients to the gallery. So when you invite people to the gallery, basically, after they create their customer account, their account will be marked as a particular user type for that gallery. So if I share this gallery with my main client right here, their account that they create will be a main client account for this gallery. And that way I can invite them to multiple different galleries and invite them as different user types to different galleries too. And I can really easily control like if they can download from this gallery or not based on their user type. And that will also come into play with this private gallery versus public gallery. And this is kind of where Pic-Time differs from other gallery hosting services, because usually with other gallery hosts, you'll either set up just a download pin or a password to the gallery, and that's pretty much it, right? Like that's a little secure, but in theory, people can hand out the download pin to whoever they want, and then they can download the photos and you're sort of out of luck, right? But with Pic-Time, it basically acts as like any e-commerce website where once the client gains access to the gallery, if they mark photos as favorites, if they try to place an order, if they try to save a product, design for later, then they'll be prompted to create their own customer account with their own email address, and then they set up their own password. So you as the photographer don't even need to remember the client's password. And it's nice for the client too, because they don't need to remember a bunch of different download pins or gallery passwords. They only have one login for their account. And then as you invite them to galleries and such, they can access those galleries really easily from their account. And that way also, the downloads are more secure too. Of course, in theory, the client can still give their own account information out to other people, but they'd be a lot less likely to do it at that point, because in their own account, they have their order history, their downloads history, their favorites list, all of their save designs and stuff, and it's their particular account, so they don't really want to share it with other people anyways. And with the different accounts, everybody having their own customer account, it also makes things like the sales apps really, really great too, because one, you can do like targeted sales apps for just certain user types. And also when you send out a discount to, just individual people or just a certain user type, if they try to, give that discount code to a different person, that other person still won't be able to use it because the coupon code is connected with a different person's account, right? So it makes things a lot more secure and really, really nice for the client, because it's all in one place as well. So with that in mind, we've got this private gallery versus public gallery idea. So with the public gallery, anybody who has a link is able to come in and view the gallery. So if you have it showing on your portfolio page, people can come in and view it. If they give the link to someone, then of course someone can come in and view the gallery. But if the gallery is private, then only people that you as the photographer invites, or people that the main client invites, only those people will actually be able to gain access to the gallery. And if someone comes to like the public link or like the portfolio page, they would only see a login screen or a gallery access code if you set that up for your galleries too. But once someone gains access to the gallery, then their account creation is the same no matter whether the gallery is private or public. So the account creation happens, the same way no matter what. So again, as they're scrolling through the gallery, marking photos as favorites and such, then at that point they'll be prompted to create their own customer account. So with that in mind, if any clients do ever have any questions or if they've forgotten their password, there's always a forgot password button in the emails as well. And the live chat by default is also available to your clients too, so they can always approach us and ask us any question if they need any help. But it should be pretty straightforward for them, because it's just their email address and then whatever password they've set up, and then they'll have access to all of the galleries that you've invited to them too. So yeah, I again, there's a lot of other things about the system. We could go on and talk about it for hours and hours, but if you want to, reference any other resources for the future, I definitely recommend taking a look at our YouTube channel. There's lots of other webinars to get started and get your account set up, and some other things like more details into the sales and automation apps and looking at all of the apps and how to set them up as well. And then we also have our knowledge base too. And you can actually access this with this little question mark icon right here. You can view our knowledge base. And for specific webinars, I would definitely recommend the Getting Started ones. I would definitely recommend, if you're a portrait photographer, and actually, let me just stop sharing so I can greet you personally here. Hello. I would definitely recommend the Getting Started webinars. And if you're a family photographer or a portrait photographer, I would definitely also recommend checking out the Simple Sales System webinars as well. The Simple Sales System is another app that we've created alongside of photographer Anami Tonkin, and that is also one of our top performing apps. It's really super powerful, so I highly recommend you checking that one out. And then also I would recommend checking out the other webinars based around our community members too. So we've got one for our Canadian photographers, We've got one for Australia and New Zealand photographers too, if you want to, take a look and see how photographers in your neck of the woods are setting up their accounts. And then also you can, of course, hop on over to our Facebook group too and get plugged into the community there as well. But again, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to reach out on the live chat. And I'll open it up now for any other last minute questions. If anybody has anything else to ask me while you have me here for a few more moments, we'll see. But yeah, other than that, that's about it. Again, we can talk about Pic-Time for hours and hours, but I'll go ahead and leave you with that for now. And again, you can reach out to our live chat, check out the knowledge base. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. It was really, really great to, show you the system. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.